I want my kids to still, have a France that makes sense, and I had the feeling that for the first time, France could honestly disappear. In my opinion, if Marine Le Pen had been elected, France, as we know it, would have disappeared and changed completely.
All eyes on France today as the country votes in a new president. Emmanuel Macron's win over far-right candidate Marine Le Pen may be the end of a tumultuous election, but expats living right here in Toronto say there's still many unknowns in the country's future.
C'est un grand honneur et c'est une grande responsabilité, car rien n'était écrit. Et je veux vous dire merci.
Emmanuel Macron thanks supporters for making him France's youngest president at just 39 years old. The preliminary results show he garnered 63% of the votes, while his rival Marine Le Pen received 36%. Celebrations broke out across the country's capital, including at the iconic Champs-Élysées.
I'm so pleased he saved Europe. I think it's amazing. I think it's going to set the trend for the rest of Europe. I think there's going to be a domino effect. We're going to see a huge change. A new order will come through.
And right here in Toronto, supporters who gathered inside the Madison Avenue pub say they were relieved that the pro-EU centrists who shook up the elections this year walked away with the victory.
There was still a bit of a threat, and we felt that again it was two different visions of what we wanted for our country, of what we wanted for Canada, for the EU.
Over 4,000 ballots were cast at the two polls here in Toronto. That also includes the votes of French expats living in Manitoba. There were 4,018 votes. Nearly 92% of those, or 3,686 votes, were in favor of Macron, while Le Pen walked away with 332, or a little over 8% of support from the expats.
We are sure now that Le Front National won't have the majority, but there is a big question for the future.
But amongst all the celebration Macron's supporters are doing today, many say they're concerned with how many votes Le Pen received during this election.
La France aura besoin de vous. Vive la République, vive la France.
Although she conceded defeat to Macron, the far-right nationalist brought in more votes for Le Front National during this election.
It's still a huge result never seen again in France. And it's a big danger for France in the 5 next year, because from their base, they can only grow it, because they're going to be in opposition. We know they'll never help Macron, they'll always be against him.
Instead, the French expats living in Canada are calling for increased unity for politicians in France to support Macron.
French people should realize that it's up to them to succeed or to fail.
We need to find a way to have a majority to govern on his project, which is difficult too. It's a difficult task, it's a challenge.
The French consulate here in Toronto is expected to have the final results on their website by tomorrow. Near Spadina and Bloor, I'm Faiza Amin for City News.